This is KVUE News at 5.
Tornadoes touching down. We're tracking the storms.
That's what a car running people over.
A deadly car crash in the heart of New York City. Police arresting the man behind the wheel, and it's not his first run-in with the law.
And it's happened again. Another teacher arrested for an inappropriate relationship with a student. Tonight, what we know about the investigation and the charges he's facing.
Good afternoon. I'm Terry Gruca.
And I'm Mike Rush. A live look over central Texas tonight. No rain now, but we could see some showers by the end of the day.
Chief Meteorologist Albert Ramon has a look at what we're tracking. Albert?
Well, the good news is isolated activity this evening. That's it. Nothing widespread. Different story, though, over portions of North Texas into Oklahoma and Kansas. That's where tornado watch is in effect. This does not include any of the counties here in the KVUE viewing area, but you can see it sitting just to the north of us. The bulk of activity right now over portions near Wichita Falls to south central areas of Kansas, including western areas of Oklahoma. 7 tornado warnings in effect right now, all off towards the west of Oklahoma City. Storm chasers have been following this one storm in northwestern Oklahoma. The signal for the storm chasers as they use the broadband internet is in and out, but there you see that lowering, that rotating wall cloud. Here at home, though, there is nothing on the radar. An isolated storm mainly west of Austin, I should say, in the hill country this evening. Our best chance of rain over the next few days comes Saturday. We'll talk about the rest of your forecast, get you updated with those storms in Oklahoma coming up.
Okay, thanks, Albert. And you mentioned Oklahoma. We want to add to that a little bit. Here are some pictures from Oklahoma where they are really under the gun this afternoon. Oklahoma and Kansas as well are under a, quote, high risk for severe storms. That's a designation that is not used often and is a 5 of 5 on the risk scale. We're keeping an eye on the situation there.
Now to tragedy in the heart of New York City as a car races out of control, striking multiple pedestrians. The chaos unfolding in the middle of Times Square. And the man accused in that deadly crash in custody tonight. ABC's Emily Rao is at the crash scene with the latest.
This happened just before noon, and several hours later, still at least 5 blocks of Times Square still blocked off to traffic. People around here, though, very relieved to hear police say that they believe this is an isolated incident, that there is no indication it was an act of terrorism.
That's what a car running people over.
Police say 26-year-old Richard Rojas took a wrong turn in Times Square and then jumped a curb onto a sidewalk into a crowd.
It was like a bowling, hitting people.
He drove for 3 blocks, hitting 24 people before crashing into a barricade.
Along the route, the subject's vehicle struck 23 pedestrians, causing multiple injuries and 1 fatality.
An 18-year-old woman died from her injuries. Her sister was also hurt.
Be advised, I've sent multiple buses.
The suspected driver from the Bronx has a criminal record, including 2 arrests for driving while intoxicated. Police say Rojas tried to run after his car crashed, ending up sideways against the barricade. He reportedly punched an officer. Police saying a traffic agent tackled him, taking Rojas into custody.
Even though you know what's in the back of your head, you always think, like, that will never happen. We have the best security. We have all these people and all these things we don't even know about to keep us safe.
This is still very much an active crime scene, though police firmly saying they believe it was an isolated incident. Those injured are expected to survive. Emily Rao, ABC News, Times Square, New York.
And tonight we're learning more information about the man arrested for that crash. Richard Rojas is a 26-year-old Navy veteran. Rojas has been arrested at least twice previously for driving while intoxicated, once in 2008 and again in 2015.
New at 5, a former employee of a Round Rock ISD high school is admitting he had inappropriate sexual relationships with students. 22-year-old Tyrell Van Winkle is also telling police he had nude photos of more than 1 student on his phone. He's been arrested on sexual assault of a child and 2 counts of possession of child pornography. KVUE's Aaron Jones is live at the high school with the details. Aaron?
Well, Mike Van Winkle's arrest comes after a student here at Stony Point High School filed a report saying Van Winkle had sexual relationships with 3 female students. Now, from February of 2016 to just a couple of weeks ago, he was a debate coach, an assistant debate coach here at the high school. Tonight, Round Rock PD says during their investigation into the allegations, 1 student admitted to them that she had a sexual relationship with Van Winkle. The unidentified student says she would pick up Van Winkle from his house. They would drive to the high school student parking lot, and late at night, it would happen right after the debate matches, and it was there that they would have sex. Now, police say she also told them she would send him nude photos, and detectives later found them on Van Winkle's phone, along with other nude photos of other underage students. Van Winkle told police he was wrong for his actions, and parents of students here at Stony Point say they're outraged.
A little too common nowadays in schools. I think that it's not something that I should have to be worrying about when I send my child to school, whether or not they're being protected and taken care of. And unfortunately, nowadays it is way too common.
And tonight, school officials with Round Rock ISD say Van Winkle did pass a background check before he started working here. At last check, he's still in jail tonight. Reporting live in Round Rock, Aaron Jones, KVUE News.
New information tonight about the high school student arrested for having a gun at school. It happened yesterday at McCallum High School. Court documents show a student told a school resource officer she had seen 17-year-old Kevin Walton with a gun. When officers performed a pat-down on Walton, they found a small black .25 caliber pistol in a brown holster tucked inside his waistband. He was arrested and charged with a third-degree felony.
Before he takes off for his first foreign trip as commander-in-chief, President Trump is voicing concerns over the Justice Department's special counsel. The department appointed the counsel to take over the federal investigation into Russia's interference in last year's election. Former FBI Director Robert Mueller is leading that case. Earlier today, the president tweeted, "This is the single greatest witch hunt of a politician in American history." While reaction about the counsel is mixed, Republicans and Democrats are in support of the person in charge.
I don't think appointing a special counsel was necessary, but if one was going to be appointed, I think Bob Mueller is an excellent choice.
Meanwhile, the search for a new FBI director continues. President Trump has suggested that he could announce his choice before he leaves for Saudi Arabia tomorrow.
I'm going to give you a live look at a celebration taking place right now in Round Rock as the city opens its new multi-purpose complex. It includes 10 brand new fields.
And right now they're having a grand opening ceremony, doing a first kick and a first throw, kind of like a ribbon cutting on the new fields. KVUE's Christy Millward gives us a look at the new complex.
New lights, a new scoreboard, and fresh turf, all ready for young athletes to take over. Crews put the finishing touches on the more than 60-acre Round Rock multi-purpose complex Thursday.
We're having everything from rugby, flag football, lacrosse, of course soccer. That's big around here.
Nancy Yawn, the director of the Round Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau, tells me the $27 million project took about a year to build. It has 2 championship fields and 8 multi-purpose fields. Half are with natural grass, the other synthetic turf. Chad McKenzie, director of sports management and tourism for Round Rock.
We can flip the fields, turn them. We can go, so you can set multiple fields on one field. You can do different sports that way, so whatever we can play on a flat rectangular surface, we'll play it.
There's also a playground, clubhouse for concessions, even hookups for food trucks. It's all part of the Sports Capital of Texas economic plan. So basically the city builds facilities like this. Then it's the people who travel here and sit in these stands who put the money back into the city.
They stay in our hotels, they shop at our shops, they eat at our restaurants. They spend cash in our community, and then they go back to their homes, and they don't draw on any city services, school districts, and things like that.
And the plan is working. Several organizations have already called, and they have 25 events booked for this year.
I mean, it's one of those that, they say all the time, if you build it, they'll come. Our phones are constantly ringing every day of different groups, different activities that are really wanting to come here.
Requests the city sees as a big win in their playbook. In Round Rock, Christy Millward, KVUE News.
Wow, beautiful field of dreams right there. Crews currently working on phase 2 of this project, which includes renovations to the 5 soccer fields already at Old Settlers Park, and they're turning that area into multi-purpose youth soccer fields, which are expected to open at the end of this year.
Great addition. Well, he was the lead singer for Soundgarden and fronted the band Audioslave. Tonight, new information from the medical examiner about the death of Chris Cornell.
Plus, an interruption at a high school graduation. What's behind the brawl breaking out between parents?
You're watching KVUE, where trust is earned.